how optimistic are you of Bangladesh politics in the run-up to the elections and after the elections? Because in the initial part of this conversation, you said there is a daily instability. Do you think it will be addressed after the election uh, with the coming of a new political party?
You see, some of the instability is the making of the interim government and the making of the uprising also, because you cannot have stability in the country by alienating your bureaucracy. Now,
Mm,
in comparison, when you look at the statements that Tariq Rahman has made after returning home on 25th of December, his first statement that he made in the speech on that road called 300 feet road, because it's called 300 feet road because it's a 300 feet wide, broad road made during Hasina's time. What he said was that he expressed his gratitude towards the people who ensure law and order in the country. He expressed his gratitude to the police, to the military. And then again, after the funeral of Khaleda Zia, in a very long social media post, Tariq Rahman said that he acknowledged the support and the great work done by Bangladesh police, Bangladesh paramilitary like Ansar, then the Rapid Action Battalion, and many other, also BGB, the Bangladesh Border Guards. Now, this actually shows you how an experienced person should be conducting his affairs, because the Bangladesh police has been condemned for the last 15, 16 months by the interim government. But in comparison to the interim government's rhetoric, look at the rhetoric of Tariq Rahman. Tariq Rahman is saying, thank you, Bangladesh police, thank you, Bangladesh military, and acknowledging their contribution in ensuring law and order in the country. Now, if you go back in time, not just the interim government's leader, Professor Yunus, but even people like some of the Asif Nazrul, the law and order advisor, who is also the sports advisor of currently the sports advisor of Bangladesh interim government. All of them have been talking about accomplices of fascism inside the administration of Bangladesh. The allies of fascism inside the administration of Bangladesh. Now, when a government setup, whatever some sort of a political setup, threatens the administration in this way on a day-to-day basis, it becomes very difficult for the administration to function. And that is what has happened in Bangladesh, that the law and order instability is not because the police doesn't exist. The law and order instability is because the police has a blemished past because of its involvement in the mass killings of July, August 2024. But having passed through that phase, there was a necessity to get the cleaner version of the police out and make them responsible for the stable conduct of law and order machinery on a day-to-day basis after Hasina fled the country. But that hasn't happened. Instead, what is happening is that daily intimidation, daily harassment of the law and order machinery has taken place, especially because most of the country is now run by social media influencers slash student leaders. These people cannot ensure governance because these are young men or young boys rather, and then they can call on their social media platform that let's go to XYZ destination in the next 2 hours. And there will be 2,000 people coming there and converging and raising slogans. They will create a traffic blockade. But that is not governance. Governance is done by established law and order mechanism. The reason that Bangladesh is witnessing such daily instability is because the law and order machinery is not being allowed to function in harmony with the political leadership. Now, this political leadership right now is in the hands of the interim government. If after the election, the interim government paves way for an elected government in a smooth manner, and then if someone like Tariq Rahman, gives a healing touch to the administrative machinery, saying that whatever mistakes have been committed in the past will be consigned to the past, and now they will start afresh. That will give that will push the restart button for the law and order machinery. Because right now, much of it is actually the making of them of their own. Professor Yunus was supposed to give that healing touch because he is the Nobel Peace Prize winner. But that has not happened, because power has its own dynamic, and daily uprisings and daily instability. And this is, I know, at the level of politics is one thing, but at the level of the poor people, the impoverished people, the working class people, um, it's actually felt in a more immediate manner. When, for example, I think last week there was this incident of a factory that was burned down. I think 16 laborers perished in that incident. And prior to that, there was, I think, in the month of October, the cargo terminal of Dhaka Airport, International Airport, got entirely burned down. The reason given was that the fire service could not reach the airport on time. Obviously, there are some fire tenders inside the airport, but that was insufficient because the fire was so big. So, if these basic services are not functioning properly, then how do you think law and order will function for the common people? I think the real price of this breakdown is being borne by the poorest of the poor in Bangladesh, the working class people. And one just hopes that the election leads to some sort of a healing of the ties between the political leadership and the law and order, the administration, and the bureaucracy, who are silent, who are quiet right now, because they are being blamed from much of the violence that has taken place during Hasina's time. But most of them were not involved. Many of them were not involved. So why to blame the entire bureaucratic machinery for being involved with quote unquote fascism and fascist elements, etc. I think that's also an overzealous revolutionary attitude that will have to be reined in after the election.